Hey guys, and welcome back. My name is Naz.
And I'm Ronnie.
And we are
New Girls on the Block.
This week, we're going to be talking about yo boy, Diddy, and basically Diddy versus the world at this point. It's been a lot of stuff going on in the media. Too much. And just like, I don't know. He really shown his true colors. And we kind of already knew. But now a lot of stuff is bringing to light. And we're going to get into it, y'all. But first things first, we always gotta, give a little bit of our stories. Yes. So how's your week been?
My week has been good. It has been, actually, I started the week off sick. I was getting off over a cold last week. I've been in denial that I was sick, but I feel like this cold trying to take me out.
Not take you out.
Because it's after the second day, I'm just like, how is you still here?
Yeah, no lie. It's been I swear, my niece has been sick for a whole month. Just having that. It's something going on. I don't know what it is.
Stay safe, y'all. But yeah, but that gave me some extra time. I took 2 days off of work at the start of the week. Yeah. And then yesterday was Thanksgiving. We had today off. So I had a little mini vacation, nice even though I was struggling for my life.
You played it off well, though. You was holding it together.
Shopping. Nonetheless,
Period.
But yeah, I got to spend time with my family. I was eating good. Had that lobster mac and cheese.
That sounds A1.
Oxtails, turkey legs. I'm about to go over there after this for another plate because I'm hungry. Yes. So I did some Black Friday shopping. And yeah, I just feel like I had a good, slow, productive week. I go back to work tomorrow at my other job. So I can't complain.
Period.
Been editing my videos, spending time with folks.
Yeah.
It's been a pretty good week.
That's good. That's good.
How about you?
For me, what did I do? I didn't do anything too crazy from what I remember. Sometimes I'll be blanking out, but nothing too crazy. Thanksgiving, I had a nice little time with my family, ate some good food. One of my aunts brought some seafood stuffing. I was like, I don't know, when you hear that, well, when I hear that, I'm kind of like,
it's a little fishy.
But no, this is literally the best stuffing I ever had in my life. It was so good.
The best food under the sea.
Definitely. It had little shrimp in it. Tasty,
it has Sebastian in there.
And
the Little Mermaid.
The whole Little Mermaid in there.
Seen a little fin
flipping. For real? Nah, but it was so good. And yeah, it's big back season with that plate because it was hidden too, but I brought back a nice
big back season.
Big back season, because that plate I bought back is crazy, but I'm gonna eat it. I'm gonna take my time though, because I'm just joking, y'all. Ain't nobody trying to have a big back. I need to work it off, but yeah, overall it's been really good. I've been chilling. I haven't been doing anything major. Let me stop. A clip, but let me stop lying to y'all because I've been kind of working on some projects. Yeah, I had a little ebook that I've been working on, and I kind of jumped back into it because I don't know, when I start projects I kind of fall off, and then I would gradually go back to it and come back and then kind of fall off, then go back. So I'm I'm almost done, let me just finish it. So I put some effort into doing that, and gonna look into Etsy and digital downloads and stuff, but that is my main focus, is trying to get this ebook out there because it's been it's no point to waste.
Yeah, and I feel a lot of people are becoming way more health conscious.
Yeah,
and low key with this recession and all this expensive stuff, I feel people are opting to be vegetarian or vegan. Yeah, because it's a more affordable option a lot of times if you know how to eat right.
Yeah, and definitely. And I'm just trying to this book was really to focus on people's overall well-being and finding new recipes to just try, experimental food. Not really experimental, nothing too crazy, but yeah, just try new vegan options.
And I feel you make good vegan food, because if y'all in LA, y'all know all that vegan food
be kind of crazy.
It's not all made the same.
Yeah,
some of it be super bland, or some of it would be hella unhealthy, but you make healthy food that have a lot of flavor.
Yeah, thank you. And I even back in my days, because I had a little time frame when I was doing little pop-ups and meals, and then I it's a compliment that stuck out to me. It was you have you're the only one who has real food here, and I'm wait, and then it's literally a lot of stuff is a lot of people cook a lot of vegan processed stuff. It'll be burgers and soy products and like processed. But then I was like, wait,
beyond everything.
Yeah, and I was like, wait, that actually made me. That's something that stuck out to me, like when I was in that little field of my life. But yeah, I'm still focusing on doing that, and I'm still like coming up with new other ebooks too that I'm working on. So just trying to stay productive, y'all. Yeah. Other than that, my week has been solid. Period. Nothing too crazy.
I know that's right.
Yeah, but what's been crazy, y'all, is these Diddy allegations. Allegations, cause
allegedly.
Yeah, alleged.
Let's start with a disclaimer, cause Diddy, I feel like he still be trying to off them in real life and in their careers. Definitely. So this whole episode is based on opinion. Everything is allegedly.
It's alleged. We don't know if it's true or not. But
yes. And if we could prove that it was true, we would still make sure we put allegedly for our own safety.
For real though. But so first things first, the whole thing that kind of like broke the camel's back. We always knew it was something going on with Diddy, and it's always been speculation and allegations. But for Cassie, somebody he had a long-term history with over a 10-year span is coming out and suing him for, do you remember exactly what
for sexual abuse.
Yeah.
For physical abuse, for emotional distress. I feel like it was so much. For grooming. Sex trafficking. Because he was trafficking her, making her do the nasty with whoever.
Prostitutes.
Prostitutes, and I'm sure other people in the industry.
Yeah,
I feel like we gonna get into it. We gonna get into it because it's just too much.
It is. So yeah, she is putting this out there, and we're hearing about it that she is taking this man to court. And like it's literally so big of a thing that we just like, oh wait, is this real? And then for Cassie, like somebody who's been, doing that a lot with,
people know that they're linked together.
Yeah, to do something like this, and nobody's stepping out to like, hey, Diddy's a good guy or stuff like that. I feel like it's like, what's going on?
That was the crazy part, and the fact that within 24 hours he settled. Anybody that you know with even a fraction of Diddy's power, if you were to be defamed in that way and somebody was to come out and say you were a sex trafficker, you was beating their ass since the age of 19, like you've stolen their whole career, that you having gay, homosexual sex orgies, all kind of stuff, you would literally get countersued. Like,
exactly. That's defamation of character.
Yes, look at Johnny Depp. Like, he took that girl to court literally for what? To prove a point.
Exactly.
Like, and I feel like Diddy, he could have proved the point.
He definitely could have. And I'm sure his lawyers are good enough to have fought that if it was
because the first day they said it was fake, that it was like a shake. They said she trying to shake that man down. And I'm just like...
Nah, it don't look like it. And then paying her off.
How does it go from a shakedown to the next day you settling?
Yeah.
Once everybody sees what is actually happening.
Yeah. I'll just say I don't know.
I feel like he weighed his options. He was like, okay, I could either go after her and try to destroy her, because even her saying everything that happened, that's already embarrassing.
Exactly.
People making memes, people talking about it.
Yeah.
And imagine all like her parents reading that, like what her daughter was going through, having sex with not only prostitutes, but just being pimped out to the industry at large. And drugged. She formed a whole drug addiction behind Diddy. So I think that's crazy.
Yes.
I think if they would have went to court, it would have exposed so many other people too. Yeah. And I feel like that's why he was like, let me be quiet.
Pay this off and
because
hush it down. Because that I feel
all
like
those people he doing deals with, he probably sent her first. Get that deal. Like, I really feel like he was out there using her as a whole prostitute to close deals and do whatever else.
See, we didn't even get into the big picture, because I feel like everything that was said is probably like the minimum of what was being truly done. And you know how this industry do be. It's crazy. And for somebody as big as Diddy, who we know, and well, allegedly he has something to do with Tupac and all of these artists back then, he still has been getting away with so much stuff. And then we see something like this and it's like, okay, hush up. Now it's like, oh, Diddy's okay again. It's like, ain't no way. And nobody came
out
to say like, no, I know him. He wouldn't do this. It's like, it just makes, like, I don't know. It just makes sense.
No sense.
It makes sense, but no sense.
Yeah.
In the sense that that he is like coming up with these stories. It's like, it just makes sense because it's all like he's doing this for a reason, you know?
And if you think about it, imagine all the celebrities that be at Diddy's parties, that be in his circle, even the people that are signed to his record label. French Montana still signed to him.
Oh, yeah.
Janelle Monáe is still signed to him. Mary J. Blige always be with him. Keisha Cole just was performing with him down to the concert at whatever award show. And not one person came out and was like, this don't sound like Diddy.
Exactly.
People love coming out with statements talking about this is not the person that I know. Like, that's their favorite line.
Yeah,
like, I've never seen that. Like, I'm not saying this woman is lying, but I've never seen it. We seen it with Bill Cosby. We see people still trying to get R. Kelly out of jail as we speak.
Exactly.
And nobody came out and talked about R. Kelly.
Diddy.
I mean, not R. Kelly. Diddy Kelly. Diddy, like, Diddy
Might as well.
Yeah. Like, but do you feel like he pissed somebody off? What do you think was, like, outside of Cassie? Because I know that law was coming to an end, like, with the statute of limitations, like, for survivors.
Wait, what is that?
So basically, like, with any kind of, like, assault or, like, sexual abuse case, there's a statute of limitation. It's different in each state, but New York basically passed a thing to, even after the abuse is done, after 10 years, the statute of limitation runs out. But they did a thing to where there's a year extension, and you could file it at any time and still file against a person.
Yeah.
Word on the street, that was going to be ended on Thanksgiving. So she had to get this done before Thanksgiving. So this was probably her saying, like, okay, let me get it together. Because the statute of limitations for a criminal case, it was already done. Oh. So that's why I know a lot of y'all can't figure it out why she's going for the money. Yeah. It's a civil case. So you're getting reparations, not through the judicial system, which going to jail, but through monetary means. So that was going to end. It ended yesterday in New York. But if you think about it, how many other people, like, did the statute of limitations run out of? Or they didn't know what it was? And I just feel like a lot of, like, she kind of, like, to me, it's like a double-edged sword because she kind of waited till the last minute. And who's to say when she should come out? But imagine if she would have came out a little earlier, about how many people she would have inspired
to do it too.
To do it. But she's also, it's not her responsibility to be a martyr for every woman who's been abused.
It's not. And also, I feel like the whole thing with her, like, settling and stuff with him, we never know what's going on in the background either. Like, all of this legal stuff, he could have caught her and threatened her and like, all right, I'm gonna do this, but let me hear you talking about it again or something. Because obviously, y'all know, and it's been said that allegedly he tried to blow up Kid Cudi's car. Like,
girl, we didn't gotta say allegedly because Kid Cudi came out and said, he called me one day and said, I'm gonna blow your shit up, and then the next day his car was blown up. He confirmed it.
See, and it's like, if we know him to do some crazy stuff and all this, like, allegations of abuse, even the allegations of him abusing her, somebody who has been abused, and they've been together in this whole situation for over 10 years, if somebody's being abused, their abuser can say certain things to them to influence them to be, not even, like, to, like, keep them in this kind of, like, fear-based, where it's like, dang, okay, I feel like
Stockholm
triggering.
Syndrome?
Yeah, or even triggering. Like, it could be like, oh, this has been something that, I've been trying to, like, be brave about. And for her to fall back and even take the money, I feel like, obviously, for somebody to pay off somebody for the defamation of character, like, if it was fake, I feel like that would have been like, okay, it's no point to do a settlement. So if he's doing a settlement, that's already a red flag right there.
And
like,
mind you, Diddy don't pay nobody.
Yeah.
He don't pay nobody. He not paying his artists. He not paying nobody.
Yeah.
He don't pay that liquor company. He's not paying nobody.
So for him to settle for this amount of money and for her to be like, okay, I'm going to just take the money, it's got to be some backbone to that. And some craziness he don't want to be exposed about. And I don't know. I feel like it would have really took him down. And he had a point where he
can't take it. He cannot. And I feel like he knew how powerful. I feel like he's not lying when he's like, she has requested money before. Yeah. I feel like he was trying to lowball her. Like, he literally made this woman a slave. If we think about it. Literally. Like, if we say out loud what she's claiming, she was a sexual, physical slave to this man. And however much she settled for, she deserves it because she's been able to live the rest of her life out. Yeah. But, like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm just thinking about, like, the Justin Biebers, the Ushers. Where's Ava?
Oh, yeah. The random white kid he adopted.
Yes, Kim Porter. All these people who have spoken up against him. Like, it's not only crazy, we mentioned earlier, people not speaking out, included in the shade room.
Included in me. Yeah, literally, I checked today, and the shade room, all they posted was his people is basically saying he didn't do it.
Yeah.
And why would, I don't know. I just feel like for it to be so vague, these posts, he probably paying them off. His people probably paying them or have some ties. I feel like Diddy has a lot of ties to influences,
and powerful people.
He has to at this point. Like, to be so connected and be able to just live his Diddy life and do all these things that we're hearing about and kind of like, I'm going to pay this person off. I'm going to pay this. He probably paying off the police. He probably paying off everything. Who knows?
Imagine the type of power you have to have. Because remember when Harvey Weinstein came out?
Yeah.
People was like, me too.
Yeah.
Me too. It's crickets. Yeah. It's really crickets. Like, and the people who are coming out, like Kamora Lee Simmons, who said a little something, they are so brave because it's just like, I really feel like Diddy, we don't understand the true power that he has. I feel like that man he hangs out, his mentor, I think is Leora Combs, or not Leora Combs. Who's the guy who was over Whitney Houston too?
I'm not too sure. You could do a quick little...
Yeah, let me do a quick little Google break. Because this guy, he's been hanging out with Whitney Houston record exec. Is it Tommy Mottola? No. Record executive. This is the same guy who was supposedly Whitney Houston's mentor, and the day she died, he still had the Grammy party and said that Whitney Houston will want the show to go on. So, mentor Clive Davis. Clive Davis. He's also Diddy's mentor as well. And he recently came out, in the last 5 years, and came out and said that he's bisexual. And he also has recently came out and said that he has a lover, and he goes to award shows with his lover, and he travels the road with his lover. Wow. All I'm going to say is look up who Clive Davis has been taking on award shows the last year. He's been with Diddy.
Yo. So that's some tea that I did not know about, but we love to hear it because if you, literally, that's
and imagine how powerful he is.
Yeah.
Diddy is connected.
Definitely.
He is connected in high places, and they're going to keep him protected.
As long as they can at this point. Because I feel like Diddy is just the person that's he kind of seems like this person that I'm going to do anything to stay on top, and I'm going to... Hey, obviously.
Do you feel like they train him? Because I feel like the issue is bigger than Diddy. I feel like a lot of these people in power, I'm not even going to just say record label. Yeah. But people in power in general, they have this sexually deviant side of them.
Definitely.
Do you think that they kind of how they say hurt people? Like maybe Clive Davis broke Diddy. So now Diddy's breaking Usher, and Usher's breaking this person. Do you think it's like they like start a chain and they like pick somebody to rise up? So after like assaulting them, they put them on the levels to where it's just like, okay, this person did this to me, but without them, I wouldn't be where it is. So it keeps them silent.
Yeah, maybe, because I feel like I seen an interview about what Diddy was saying, like, yeah, I've been hustling, I'm a hustler, I'll find, like, basically saying he'll do anything and find anything to make that money, like, be a hustler, like, and I feel like it's a type of, even with how we seen Carisha, like, how we compare that, I feel like he kind of probably has that same energy, and how she, like, I'm gonna do anything to be on top, I'm gonna do anything for this bag, and I'm gonna make this bag, and I feel like that, maybe he was truly still bisexual or whatever he, allegedly, but that made it kind of like easier for him to be within that scene instead of it being like, I don't know. To be honest, I don't really know. I can't say how he felt during this time. If that was a situation that was going on, like him being groomed by this guy, Clive, and then him doing the other things. But I do think something like that, like if that was the case, I think that he is like, okay, this person is like on top. He connected with all these people. I'm on top, and I'm connected with all these people. So these people got to do it for me. And this type of like it
happened to me, so it's gonna happen to you too.
Yeah, and well,
or making it seem like it's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, happening. I think that's kind of what it is. Like, I'm on top, and this is what the top dogs do. So you gotta be either with it or with, like you gotta be with it. Cause all this weird stuff with him adopting, he brought in Usher when he was 13 years old, and he was living with him for a year. Then Usher was in an interview saying he learned, like he was exposed so much. Yeah,
like, and that's another thing. What goes through? Cause this is the same thing. Like, if we want to really get down to it, what's the difference between Usher's mom or Justin Bieber's mom letting them go live with Diddy for however a year, 48 hours, however long, than the girls who gave their kids to R. Kelly?
I think
in hopes that the kids was going to sign a record deal or be the next. Like, really, what's the difference?
So, I think with that, it's more like if I was clueless, first of all, and I had a son who was like trying to be making in the world, and Diddy was a person who, because I feel like Diddy put on a persona that's like, wow, like I feel like he probably came to the mom like, yeah, I'm gonna teach him all the stuff that I learned, and kind of like that. I don't think he was like, yeah, I'm about to be breaking your son back in the back.
Do you think R. Kelly went to those women?
These are kids and a man though. Girls.
No, R. Kelly had little boys too, but nobody likes to talk about the little boys.
Yeah, I didn't know. I'm thinking about the girl situation. Yeah. With that, I feel like that's like
an obvious red flag.
Obvious. It's like a girl, man, and a little girl. And being back in the 90s, it's like you don't think of, my son's gonna have this kind of like big brother mentorship, and like you're not gonna be like, he getting his back broken by.
Justin Bieber was not in the 90s.
True.
Yeah, but I see what you're saying.
In that state, it's like, okay, a man who could be a mentor, it's like kind of like you giving trust to
the older brother, or like a father figure that can bring him into the industry.
And I don't know how Usher's upbringing was, if he had like that father figure in his life. If a mom is seeing that, like, he seems like a good, loyal person who's going to actually be able to teach him stuff that I can't teach him on my side. And this dude is rich. Like, it's like, wow, that's kind of like a quote dream come true for a small like upcoming artist. But in that case,
if there was a situation do you think if Diddy was openly bisexual, they would have made the same choice?
Probably not.
So yeah, I think that's like something that people need to think about, how easy they're willing to give their kids to strangers.
Yeah.
In hopes that their kid will become famous to be able to pay their bills.
Yeah,
as adults.
Because I feel definitely.
Like because even if you think about Justin Bieber, because Usher said his mom came and scooped him up. But
scooped him up from what?
Usher's house. I mean, Usher said his mom ended up coming to get him.
Coming to get Usher.
P. Diddy's house.
Oh, okay.
So my question is, okay, if you told your mom you was going through all this and then she came and got you, who put you there in the first place? Like, was he under somebody else's care? Or didn't? I think I heard that he was adopted or given custody by Diddy.
Yeah, that's what. So, well,
Or was it custody by the record label? Because the record label, if they have custody and they're like, oh, we need him to be on set or do this all the time. And then Clive Davis, Diddy's mentor, is like, I have this young man who needs to break into the industry. Yeah. Can you show him some things? He could wind up at Usher's house. Because it just seems like it's some kind of disconnect with his mom not fully understanding where he was.
Definitely. I'm pretty sure it was just like, oh, he's a young artist. He has a lot of stuff that he need to be doing right now. Mm-hmm. So we have to kind of like show him he has to be on tour at this time. So it's better if he's over here.
Girl, what they call it? They call it Diddy's boot camp. He had a name for it. Mm-mm. It was like Diddy's camp for Usher at Puffy's.
Let's see.
Flavor camp. That's what he was calling it.
A flavor camp?
Yeah. Let me see. Puffy's favorite. And he's only said that in that video with Justin Bieber that came out, he was like, welcome to the camp. And he said that with Usher. And everybody's like, how come these are the only two people that ever been to your camp?
To the camp.
Like, Puffy's camp.
Puffy's camp.
Let me see. Yeah, it was some Puffy flavor camp. Yeah. So, yeah, he is sick.
He definitely is.
And I just feel like it's orchestrated. I feel like he's fully aware of what he's doing. And I feel like he leans into like the diabolical side of Hollywood. Definitely. And I feel like YK Osiris, I feel like he did something to him too. Do you remember seeing that interview when the Breakfast Club was like, why were you at with Diddy in Jamaica? And he was like, we were just hanging out. And then they were like, were you really with him? He was like, oh, no, I was with a girl. But it was pictures of them together in Jamaica on vacation together.
I gotta look into that.
Yes, like, I'm going to show you after. Yeah. And if you think about YK Osiris, I feel like he came in with that hit, Ride, that one song. Where is he now? I feel like
where's any Diddy artist?
Yeah, it's
everyone.
That's crazy. It really is. Nobody says anything about it, and nobody imagine all the artists you hear talk about record labels. Yeah. Why is everybody so afraid of Diddy?
I don't know. I feel like he got a record to back it up. That's kind of why. It's like, and he probably makes it known, like, oh, okay. I feel like he is very strategic and very like, I know what I'm doing. I'm going to make these. He probably makes these people sign all these type of contracts. Like, oh, this is just this or this is just. And then manipulate them into this whole situation where it's like, you can't say nothing that went on. And if you do, like, all this stuff. So, I don't know.
He's very hateful. And then remember I was telling you about earlier where he earlier this year claimed to be giving all his artists their rights back.
Oh, yeah.
But to get your rights back, you could never publicly speak out against him, against anything or about music, about his actions with other people. And because he did that so many months before, and he said that Cassie had been trying to contact him for money, don't you think, or do you think that he already seen all this coming?
100%. 100%. Well, let me say 99.9.
Allegedly. Word of the day.
Yeah, but for real, I feel like for him to be doing all of this and having people make sure they not say anything, he probably had a contract with Cassie, and I feel like maybe contracts can't be forever. So maybe that could be a reason why she waited so long.
She did say she signed a 10-album deal, and she left after 10 years. So maybe it was like within each year she was supposed to make an album.
That they probably switched the contract, like, oh no, just be with me for this long.
And like, I think somebody like, because if you think about what it takes to make somebody a freaking slave. Yeah. And so many people were saying it before, and it just makes me wonder about people like who've been fully supporting him and the people who've been at his house and all this stuff, and everybody's who's completely silent. Like, are people going to start coming after them? Or what do you think justice looks like for Diddy? Do you think people are just going to come out the woodworks and do interviews like R. Kelly or his victims? Because people have been suing him. It's like 5 people that come out. So what do you think that's going to look like, the downfall of Diddy?
Well, I do feel like all of this stuff is... Literally, I feel like this is probably his karmic debt. Because I feel like all of this stuff that he's been doing is not right. It's just probably like, okay, all these people are going to come and expose what he's been doing. And I hope that it's justice within the end. Like, it's more so like, okay, he's either gonna lose everything, like all his contracts, and get the crazy thing is how we're hearing this and how fast like Kanye got canceled. In comparison, I'm comparing
selective outrage.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, just because crazy. It's not centered to, you know, the big dogs in the industry, that it's kind of being blown over, and it's like, and maybe he has ties to them too.
I'm just going to say, go and Google the owners of these record labels. Go Google the owners of these movie production companies. Mm-hmm. Not the actors, but the actual person who owns the production company. I'm not saying that all these people are in cahoots trying to run a whole industry. I'm saying it just happens to be that the people who run this industry all have the same racial and ethnic background. Definitely.
And I feel like that could be a reason why we're not hearing too much about it. Like, literally, how you said 5 people were coming out to sue him. I seen one post about somebody else. No name, no nothing. It was just, other people are trying to sue him. And it's like, okay, why are people hiding so much, and why is it not being so like, why is why is this not top news for somebody and that's the thing, not to kind of get sidetracked, but when it comes to women speaking out and like defending themselves over something like that's been abused, and this is literally 10 years of abuse,
and people still questioning
and being like disrespectful, like, or not even caring enough that it's a woman going through this stuff, and we're just kind of like, oh, not we, because we care, but the society is not putting the effort into figuring out, okay, what's going on, or why is it. But the thing is, I did see that Macy's was dropping Sean John.
Good.
So that's...
And I seen one other... Well, I know his liquor company who was already trying to cut ties for him. Yeah. Now they're saying this is the reason why he shouldn't be the face. Yeah. For the next 2 years. So I feel like they're trying to cut even more ties. Yeah. But the Shade Room, we see y'all.
Yeah, definitely.
These news outlets. It's just like you said with Kanye West. It was such a every day in our face. Yeah. Everybody was on board. It was the black news media, the white news media, the international. They all worked together to form a opinion about this man who literally spoke words that they didn't agree with. But we're going to talk about it later, because it just seems like everybody who speaks out against these group of people, now they're being blackballed or removed from their positions. He was just the first one that had the courage to do it. Definitely. But from a man who was speaking his opinion about people who was controlling his finances, his home life, and his career, to somebody who has been alleged to have a human slave. Yeah. A slave in 2023. He made his 19-year-old girlfriend when he was 37. He was 37. He's 37. He got a 19-year-old girl, enslaved her, got her addicted to drugs, hard drugs, made her have sex with numerous strangers in hopes to connect him to more money.
That's crazy.
He's suspiciously surrounded by the mother of his children's death.
Oh yeah,
like we haven't even gotten to that yet. Yes, but, like all these things, but the world is silent. Like not everybody, but the majority of the media is silent. Why are we not getting this wraparound like about Diddy, like the Me Too, even with Harvey Weinstein? Yeah, because he I seen something recently. This is some another tea.
Yeah.
That Chris Brown posted that said basically when Michael Jackson was going through what he was going through, Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein. We're gonna bleep that out because we need to get monetized.
Oh yeah.
But that was the first round of people trying to expose them, and it went silent because Harvey Weinstein did a deal with this guy. I'm a find his name because he's come out and confirmed it that Harvey Weinstein paid him to not report about the stuff that he was dealing with if he would feed them information about Michael Jackson.
Wow. See?
So all this stuff is orchestrated and covering up. It's all an illusion.
Definitely. And we just getting the small little pieces, but literally they control literally everything with money. And I feel like with Diddy and compared to Kanye, I feel like Kanye he
couldn't be controlled.
Yeah, he is a person who is free tongue and free, but he's not. It's just crazy how drastic it is in comparison, and how he got basically crucified for just speaking out words.
Off of Twitter, off of Instagram. Yeah. We cannot receive messages. We cannot listen to his music. Yeah. This man put his music out on a whole nother device.
See.
But we don't know what these women are saying about him sexually assaulting them. But we know about Diddy's camp, their opinion. He says they're lying. Why do we only know his perspective about these things?
And not the people who actually went through so much. And I feel like that's Cassie for sure is like super brave to have even came out to do something like this, and then to be paid off, and then kind of like, okay, I'm gonna take the step back. I feel like that's like so scary. Like imagine if this was you how brave you had to be to try to take down this billionaire mogul who's in control of so much stuff and was able to cover up so much stuff in his past.
Yeah.
Like, that should be looked at as, okay, this got to be serious. In this case.
And I read something a long time ago. It's, like, related to, like, social movements and revolutions. Yeah. But it was saying how, as a person, as a revolutionary, to create change, you're going to have to go against a machine that can literally kill you. But to be a true revolutionary, you have to understand that you're going against this machine that can not only kill you, but can take out everybody you love. Yeah. And are you willing to risk everybody around you? Like, we don't know Cassie's little brother name.
Yeah.
If he end up getting in a car accident in New York, Alex, her husband, Alex Fine, what about his nieces and nephews? His grandparents?
See?
The person he shares business deals with. Like, all these people are at risk.
Yeah.
J. Cole been riding his bike for the last 3 years. You know, they said he got in a car in New York. You cannot find a picture of J. Cole in a car since he got in a fight with Diddy 3 years ago.
See?
Like, Diddy is a menace.
He definitely is. And it's got to be some truth to it if that's the case. Like, I just feel like it's so much stuff. And even the situation with Kim Porter and how she was supposed to, it's rumors that she was going to come out with a tell-all book of what she'd been through and, like, kind of, like, exposing that. And I even heard, I mean, this is alleged, but I heard that when she died, she drank something. And then she sent a message to, I forget
I'll be sure.
Saying, like, oh, they got me in a way. And then it ended up she being, killed because of what they tried to say it was pneumonia.
Yeah, she had walking pneumonia. Like, it didn't make sense.
And literally,
the week before, she was, like, super duper healthy.
Yeah, and then that's what I was about to say. I swear she was, the Sons and stuff was posting pictures of her. Like, it was, like, during the holiday season or something. I can't remember when she passed. But it was, like, literally during time, like, it was them posting about her. She looked as beautiful as ever and normal, nothing like crazy. I don't know. I just feel like it has to be some kind of weird stuff with that. What was you gonna say? I was gonna say I'll be sure ended up in the hospital. In a coma.
For 2 months after speaking out.
Yeah, so it's just like, how many coincidences do it have to be to add up to something that's like, this ain't right?
And who is like, when certain people keep having all these coincidences around them, why don't people start to be like, something ain't right in this pudding? Exactly. And even like they said when Kim Porter Porter passed away,
yeah,
all of her computers were confiscated, all her phones were confiscated, and it's just like, if somebody is able to put a bomb on another celebrity's car, who I'm
celebrity, sure, not a regular person,
who I'm sure who has security and all kind of stuff at their house, who's to say, God forbid, I don't know, allegedly, who's to say that he can't hire somebody at a hospital somebody was at to insert something in somebody's IV?
Exactly.
Or the cook that they know put something a little bit in your... Who's to say with these people who have multi-millions, these 1%ers, the most powerful people,
who's to say?
People get away with murder every day. Who are regular people. So imagine with that kind of money and access to cover up.
Yeah, he could even pay off the forensic. He could have been poisoning her system.
Yeah. And that picture of Cassie with her, did you see with the busted lip? She posted that. And nobody noticed. Nobody said nothing. Yeah. The only person who's been saying stuff is 50 Cent.
Yeah, 50 Cent ain't scared of nobody.
How he got the world rooted for 50 Cent.
Yeah, exactly. That is crazy. One of the biggest menace. But literally, I feel like this whole situation is crazy. At this point, we're seeing so many different sides of things. And the thing with Kim Porter, and then Albie Shore is in the hospital. Then Albie Shore is coming out and speaking, his part of the story. And his, wait. And Kim Porter's boyfriend got murdered before.
We forgot about that. And mind you, he was beating up on her and nobody said it until after she died.
Wow.
Her boyfriend ended up dead.
Yeah.
What's his name? It's another guy she was dating who's also Jackie Long. Mm. She was dating a guy named Jackie Long. Uh-huh. And he took Diddy to court because Diddy sent him, mind you, this is when he's with Cassie.
Wow.
That's how freaking diabolical he is.
Yeah.
He sent him a thing that said if he keep dating Kim Porter, he gonna unalive him. And they went to court and settled outside of court.
See?
When you settle,
it's
fact. I'm sorry. It's facts. When you settle, you like, we're not gonna take it to the public, but we just gonna handle this in private.
Yeah, in private. Like, come on now. It's too many coincidences.
He hit his sons over the head, the coach, at UCLA. He hit the coach over the head with like a bat or something for talking crazy to his son. That got swept away. Like,
yeah, because I never heard that. I'm
Kanye
sure.
For that song. If the coach ever talked to my son like an idiot, I'm gonna bust his head like some Diddy shit.
See,
yeah, like people
that
know.
This man was absolutely nuts.
Crazy. Remember? Did you ever see that video of him as the Joker?
Yeah, I know.
He was going up on that guy, and the guy didn't know he was Diddy, and he was like, "Motherfucker, I'm the Joker." Like he started getting into character, and everybody was like, "Why is he playing it so well?"
So well, too. He's
insane.
Well. He definitely is, and I feel like he's probably. I want to say narcissistic type of behavior because
psychopath, narcissistic.
Yeah,
he killed Tupac and Diddy.
Everything. I feel like
not Diddy, Biggie.
Yeah. So yeah, for that we didn't even get into that either. That the body or what was it? Not bodyguard.
The person
who murdered Tupac said that Diddy made him to do it.
And Suge Knight said that mind you, Suge Knight was in the car when Diddy.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I keep saying Diddy. Whew, Lord. Wash my soul. When Tupac was murdered, Suge Knight was in the car, and Suge Knight is saying it was not that guy, and he won't testify against him. And Cassie said Diddy had her hold the gun because he found out where Suge Knight was, and he was about to go and try to do something to Suge Knight.
I heard that too.
Like when you start putting all these pieces together,
it's like
Suge Knight was the only other person who would ever know what really happened that night. Why are you trying to take him out?
Yeah. What would be the reason?
Kim Porter reportedly had all these tapes and all this proof. Why she end up
dead? A healthy looking woman, something that don't even sound right. Like I feel like most of the time as, healthy individuals, or even like, because she wasn't even that old. Like, people don't just randomly die from pneumonia like that.
Not rich people.
Rich, somebody who probably could have access to the best health care ever. Just randomly, like, got pneumonia, died. And it was so it wasn't even like, I'm in the hospital. She was like, not trying to recover. It was like, instant. And for something like that to be so instant, and it's not like, I don't know. It's just
to a known person who like I think she was like vegetarian. She was always posting like Whole Foods and yoga, her meditating. I feel like she was trying to find peace in the chaos of Diddy. I feel like no matter what, because if you think about it, excuse me. Mm-hmm. Ooh, he's trying to take me out. No, I remember hearing about, and I think that's where 50 Cent and his beef started, because he was trying to sign Mace. Mace had all that music with Diddy in the 2000s that I was thinking as a kid was Diddy. And it was actually Mace. Yeah. When he signed a horrible deal with Diddy, and 50 Cent tried to sign him to G Unit, and he said no. Diddy was like, no. Like, he blocked it to where he can never sign with somebody else. So not only do you want to take everything he got, you want to block him from ever being able to prosper again. Yeah. And then Mace came out and said he saved up $2 million and offered it because his music wasn't even worth $2 million, but he was like, let me save up even extra. So he came and said no. Yeah. Tried to buy his masters back. Diddy said no. Unless you could give me the same amount that this white man is trying to give me. This is what Mace said, Diddy said. Then no. Wow. So that shows how vindictive he is and how it's not about like, we hear like stories with Khalees and Pharrell, like, oh, this person did me wrong. It's not about that. It's about like, let me destroy you. Exactly. Like, and let me put you in a position where you can't say nothing. Ever. It's like a power thing. That's what is so scary about Diddy. Yeah. Because he wants to assert his power. And if you cheated on Kim Porter with Missy Hilson, the first one, you was cheating, he got with Cassie when he was with Kim Porter. Yeah. Then you got with Carisha. Like, and God knows how many, he's had kids in between it. Yeah. When he had those twins, he had another kid at the same time. A daughter. So you were cheating on her, but she was not allowed to move on not once? Yeah. Like, that's crazy. What sense does that make in a reality of like... Because he wanted to own her. Literally. And if that's the case, he probably made her sign contracts. Like, it would probably... I doubt she was like, you know what? I'm going to stay because I love you so much. I don't care about these, multiple babies that you're having. I want to be with you because I love you. I think that Kim Porter may have been Diddy's first slave, as quiet as it's kept. And then he found another person, and he was like, oh, well, this woman actually has 3 of my kids. Yeah. Let me still keep her as a prisoner, but not do her as bad and have her sleeping with every single body. Yeah. Probably maybe before the kids, or maybe, I don't know. But I feel like he switched to Cassie, and he was like, I could pimp her out, even max. People respected Kim Porter. Kim Porter was like... She came from like modeling and doing all this definitely. Stuff. Who knew Cassie? It was just that one song. And plus, when that one song came out, most people was like, "This she not even a good artist. She just pretty. She just this." And then with that being a background, like, okay, nobody really cares. I could do whatever I want. He was planning it from the start. Definitely. Who puts somebody who can't sing in a 10 album deal? Yeah. When was she gonna make 10 albums? Literally, there was so much. I love the song. I'm not even hating because I did like that song, but it was a flat is no range. It's no nothing. What's that other song that they want to be dangerous? Oh yeah, that she had little 2 bops. I'm gonna give her 2. I'm gonna give her 2. Yeah, but after that, Diddy was like, "That ass is mine." Yeah, like, it was literally no other music really. Well, not that I know of. I didn't hear any more albums, no like tours or anything that was going on. Really, it was just her and Diddy. We knew her because she was always kind of like by Diddy's side. It's like, okay, Cassie and Diddy. But then I was watching something and they were talking about like that may be another reason why Diddy settled, because she was not suing Diddy just the person, the whole entity of Bad Boys. Because like all them watch. She said all the help, the security, everybody in the studios, they all watch. So if I come and do this case and now the security got to come up, not everybody gonna lie, not all those people, the story's not gonna add up. And then all these videos that come out of other people talking about it is not gonna add up. And I feel like he was like, okay, let me not put all these other people at danger. But like when you see Cassie and all these brand deals, it's for Bad Boy. So she was like their whole branding. Like, what other girl was doing it for Bad Boy? Estelle? No. Danny the King, nope. Mary J. Blige, nope.
Yeah.
The face of Bad Boys was low-key Cassie. Because he's irrelevant. Like, if you think about him outside of other artists, he attached himself to Justin Bieber, Usher, Cassie, Carisha.
Yeah.
He tried to come for Burna Boy and try to ruin his career because he worked on his first little album. I feel like Diddy is a succubus.
Definitely.
Or whatever a male succubus is. He latches onto young people's energy and talented people, and he literally tries to suck them dry and destroy them.
And it's all because of money, power, whatever. I feel like that's where he, compared to somebody else who's like a billionaire, he wants the power of control and has this probably like God complex that makes him feel like, oh, and he could just project like, oh, I'm Diddy Love, this,
I made
that.
these people. Who are they without me?
Yeah, and like just have this person. Yeah, I feel like he puts on this face of, I'm just kind of like how, well, let me not compare, well, I don't know, but like how, you know how they said the devil was the most beautiful angel, like somebody so evil tries to be so like in the presence of everybody else, this holy, oh, I'm just this and I'm this, when you're in the back doing craziness, like
pure craziness, pure wicked. That's a wicked man.
He definitely is.
He's the definition of wicked.
Yeah, and it's like we're hearing these stories and we're, you know, it's alleged, but for somebody to just come up with all this stuff of somebody that like doing so much, it's like
with
that's
so
not even
much
like
detail, and not one person came out who called. Nobody who is in their circle has spoke and said that she's a liar. Yeah. Nobody has said, not my Diddy.
It's just his, who was they said, his lawyer, his spokesperson. Yeah. No, and they're trying to tear him down. He didn't even say him. He didn't even say that.
Yeah. And even as people, even the idiots I see arguing about Cassie, nobody's arguing that Diddy didn't do it. They're arguing, why did she go for the money?
Yeah.
Which is like,
we're skipping over the main issue here.
Yeah, he literally enslaved this woman. Yeah. Like, and I just feel like enslave is such a dramatic word, but it needs to be used because that's how crazy it is. It's literally
what happened. Like, this was abuse over 10 years cycle. Like, her being drugged with so much stuff that she was saying she lost memory. And, like, you're getting these concoctions and then just probably so out of it that you're just laying there. She probably don't remember.
She said she had to take so much drugs to dissociate from having sex with those different men. Yeah. And there's nothing on this earth that can convince me that Diddy just watched. Yeah. I think he was definitely a part of it. I think he was sending her to close deals. Yeah. And I just really want justice for all the women and all the people, not even just women, because it's clear that his victims, he don't discriminate.
He don't.
He do not. Young, old, male, woman. Yeah. For it, not for it, he's going. If he wants you, he gonna get you. Exactly. And I think that people should look up those interviews of the Gina girl. Yeah. Because Carisha, where's Carisha right now? Because she said, I could make Diddy make you get on your knees. You
like
she exposed to him. He probably socked her in the head.
After that, like, girl, don't say no word, stuff like that. Because literally, by her saying that, it's like, oh, I could make, like, this man could make you do whatever. Like, it's not, you could, you know, it's like.
She's willing to do whatever. Yeah. He don't gotta make her.
Exactly. So I feel like she's, like, showing the person, like, that one little tweet was showing
a lot,
and showing the person that
have a context
exactly to like put two and two together. Now everything's kind of adding up.
Do you think he's beating up on Carisha?
I'm pretty sure something going on.
He at least peeing on her.
Yeah, and she liked it. So with that whole situation with Carisha, I feel like how I said earlier, like Carisha is a type, like, she like, I'm getting to the bag. I'm not effing with broke boys. If you got the money for me, this and that and that. And that's what I'm going for. I'm going for a man with money. And for Diddy, knowing that he's like this big, I guess he's a millionaire, whatever he is. I don't really, now that I'm thinking about it, it's like, how is he I don't know. It just seems like weird. Like, how is he so rich?
Do you think she about to have another episode? Because he always in the front row of all her shows. Please. And she be having De Leon. And each episode is started with his music. I wonder what's next. Like,
yeah, what's the next step?
How is she gonna be able to navigate this without people dragging her? Or are they gonna just like
cancel
let
the
it?
Show?
I think they're gonna let it try to simmer down and say, "Oh, we're coming back for the New Year's."
Do you think that they were? Because when was the last time an episode came out? Like
with the Ari thing, like 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks? Only 2 weeks.
But I feel like I remember, and y'all go look it up. I remember Carisha tweeting like, "I'm so sick of this. Like, I'm just tired. I want to be single for a while." And then she didn't have no episodes for a long time. And then she popped out with Diddy again. And then she had an episode again. And I'm just like, girl,
what's going on? Why it's like, oh, if y'all beefing, then it's like no episode. Like he's in control of her too.
And then imagine what kind of control you have to have over a woman for him to be on stage, talk about this one go out for Cassie, this one go out for you, Cassie. Yeah. And she's in a thing, talk about Poppy. Yeah. Embarrassing herself. Even JT was like, girl, like, yeah, you're talking about Poppy. So he has a beautiful young woman, young Miami. Everybody wants her. Talk about Poppy while he shouted out the lady he was beating up last year. Yeah. And the timelines, I feel like he smoothly moved Carisha into Cassie's place.
Definitely.
And
it
girl,
only makes
I just
sense.
hope it's worth it. Like this show, because I always had a little theory that if you think about it, nobody buying City Girls albums. Nobody's listening to the City Girls the way they didn't let Sexy Red and whoever else come and steal their lane.
Yeah.
People making fun of them for selling like 6,000 records. So I feel like her record team was like, we gonna have to make this money back some kind of way. Yeah. You go over there with Uzi, and you go over there with Diddy. Like, I feel like the Uzi thing probably happened naturally, but what was Carisha doing? JT can rap. Yeah. But what was Carisha doing?
Carisha was on some. I don't want to say that it was really the record because I don't know their sales. You said they only sold 6,000.
Of the most recent, because I feel like before they were selling out, like with Cardi B and all that stuff. But when she first started dating Diddy, they wasn't really putting out no music right there. And I will always see them in pictures with the record, the dark one with the white nose. He will always be in the background of the pictures. It's giving, we sold Carisha to Diddy because Diddy's about to put her onto all these things that we could have put her on. Yeah. He has the money to put her on a podcast. When she made that Buenas Noches, that her only single, she was talking about Diddy. Yeah. Like, I feel like Diddy is her sponsor. Yeah. They done sold this girl. She trapped because where else she gonna go?
And if you think about it, no record label is gonna just be like they had to have had a contract with how many records, or that's how it usually is. How many records they have to put out, how much promotion they have to do. For them to just be like, oh, like, City Girls is whatever. They making money.
The royalty is Carisha. If you go look up that song, she's under Carisha. When JT put out music, it always say featuring the City Girls. Really? How Carisha get to put out music, not feature with the City Girls, but all JT solo music is still somehow featured with City Girls. Pay attention, y'all. Pay attention.
It only makes sense that he definitely played that record label like, okay, well, I'm gonna chip y'all off. She mine. Yeah. And she not making music for y'all no more.
Yeah. And if it was like an even thing with her record label where they were just supporting it, why are y'all not pushing? JT is organically trying to grow in the fashion world. I feel like that's her little lane. But she's slowly peaking up. Carisha said...
Yeah, straight to the top, in a way.
She had all these resources connected to who? Diddy. Yep. Revolve. Revolve. I love y'all clothes. Revolt TV. So, yeah. I don't know. How long do you think it's going to take?
I don't know. Because I be hearing stuff. And I also heard it was this psychic lady who said...
That white lady?
I don't know. I don't know who it was. But my sister was telling me the tea that Diddy is at his last steps.
He on his last... It's given that.
It's given that. So I'm like... I don't know if that's what's going, because you can never trust. I'm like, I'll wait to see what's going to pop off. But I feel like it's all going to unfold, and the truth, it always comes out no matter what. I feel like it's going to unravel, and people who probably don't want to, speak their truth probably won't. But it's people coming out like, okay, I feel like I'm safe enough now to try to come out because this person, is coming out too, so he can't take us all down. So many people come out and
Do you think that the celebrities that have been going through with Diddy, are they going to be willing to, they might not get offed, but have they public dirty laundry out for the world to judge them on? Do you think it's going to be worth taking down Diddy to put their own business out there?
No, that's what I'm saying. It's more of probably the people who fully
who don't have power.
Yeah, just like, and not saying that Cassie didn't have power, but literally
have less leverage.
Yeah, it was like, okay, at this point, she has her family and she has like, you know, I'm sure she does like modeling or whatever she does, but it's like, okay, I know what's right and I don't have this whole following that's gonna be like, I don't know, it wasn't like so much pressure like somebody like Usher.
Yeah,
that would be like his
career.
Literally,
defining.
He's still performing. Like Cassie's not still performing and not still putting out music and stuff like that. It's like this dude is still performing and
has a legacy to try to build. He got the Super Bowl coming up.
It's different for a man if you think of it. Like it's like, okay, a woman, if he comes out saying like, yeah, I got abused. Imagine even how B2K and Raz B, he came out saying that.
And everybody's still making fun of him.
Literally still making fun of this man for a grown man molesting him. He's still getting taken the heat. And now with that situation, he starts saying that, oh no, it didn't happen. I'm sure Chris Stokes or whatever that situation was either paid him off to cover that up and stop saying it or whatever. But imagine that he's taking the heat for somebody abusing him. Yeah. And imagine if Usher come out and say, yeah, he did that. Imagine how many people are going to start making fun of him.
They already was doing it with Keke Palmer mom, and it's just like with that being, that kind of like confirmed it, but also confirmed to me that Usher would never speak on this. He's never going to come out. I feel like people are too fast to judge victims, because if they gonna judge Cassie, they gonna tear him up. Usher up. The black male that was dancing with Keke Palmer and all these girls want to be with Usher. Mm-hmm. Like, these men's gonna have a field day. Definitely. Like, trying to pile up on him. Definitely. Him, Justin Bieber. Yeah. I feel like Justin Bieber's still going through mental distress every day we see him.
Definitely is. Like, and I feel like
that Yummy video was...
We gotta get into that after. But with him, I feel like also it's different from a black man and a white man. Mm-hmm. It'll probably be more like sympathy and Justin instead of with somebody like Usher. It's know.
Two different things and two different demographics. Yeah, of people
and even like age groups in a way. It's like, okay, Justin's more younger, so it's like, oh, he'll have the people,
Gen Z, Gen X who are very understanding compared to our parents' age who came up with Usher or the generation right before us. Definitely, they're gonna call that man all
types of names. So overall, we hope whatever's true will come to light. This is all alleged. We'll see how it plays out.
Diddy, you're going down.
We'll see what all plays out. But I feel like that wraps up our segment for Diddy. Now we are going to move on to the wellness segment.
Because we've been talking about all that negativity.
Yeah, we need some wellness. We need some calm in minds and calm bodies. So for this wellness segment, I wanted to put y'all on to a supplement, a vitamin, something that really helps your body overall, and that is magnesium, y'all. So magnesium,
like the metal?
I guess, yeah, it's on the periodic table. Okay. So magnesium is like you could go to like most health food stores or even like order them online. I order mine on Amazon, but magnesium is so good for if you have like, sometimes I have like sleep anxiety. I'll be sleeping, then it's something that will be like rattling my brain. I can't really focus on falling asleep. I'll be like, dang, I'm overthinking or something like that. But with magnesium, you take one of those, your whole body is relaxed. You feel so like just more comfortable. And I always had this thing on my leg, like I feel like I always have to like move my legs, like kind of like restless leg syndrome.
Like anxiety.
A little bit, I guess. So when I'm like laying down, I'll always be moving my legs, and I feel like that was something that kept me up too. But with that, it calms your muscles. It improves better sleep, and like literally my sleeps, I'll be sleeping through the night. No waking up in the middle of the night. So if y'all not on, try out some or if you have.
Are there any bad things that could happen from taking it?
I looked up the things of like negative side effects, and it's just more like stomach aches or diarrhea. You know, they always say something like that. But it's a natural supplement. Most bodies lack magnesium, and it's a natural thing that produces, but a lot of people are lacking it. So when you take it, it literally helps overall well-being and better sleep. So I wasn't a firm believer. I was more like, I tried one that I bought from Whole Foods, and it didn't make me. I was like, this made me feel kind of weird because there's certain ones that you have to take. And I got one. It's called Chillate. It's one on Amazon. I'll probably put a picture in here, or I'll add the link below. Yes. If y'all want to order it. But with that one that I ordered on Amazon, literally I'll take one or sometimes two, but I'm more of like, I feel like one does the job for me.
One per day?
Okay. But it says on the package, it says to take two, but I feel like I'm really sensitive to like over vitamins. So I take one. Girl, my whole body, I'm like, you literally feel the weight. Boost. And even like if you have sore muscles or like something's like bothering, like your back is hurting, or it will literally help you sleep and not even focus on.
So it relieves your muscles. It makes your mind more like calm.
Definitely.
Does it do anything for your physical appearance, like skin?
Well, if you get a better sleep, your skin gonna look better.
True. Yes.
So yeah, it's more so of like just for a rejuvenating sleep, a good night's sleep, and like overall, well, it's good for a good night's sleep, a rejuvenating sleep, and just overall well-being for the next morning and the next day, pretty much. So yeah, if y'all ain't on, if y'all don't know, if y'all having trouble sleeping, anything like that, make sure y'all try some magnesium. Maybe that'll help y'all situation. Maybe y'all feel a little bit more alive and better after that. But yeah, just a little wellness segment for you guys.
Thank you for putting us on. You always putting us on to the good things and keep us glowing and beautiful.
Yeah, so that is the wellness segment. Now we are moving on
to breaking news with Ronnie. Yes. Let's get into it, y'all.
Period.
So last week we discussed the crisis happening in the Republic of Congo.
Yes.
But this week we'll be talking about something that's a little closer to home. I know you guys we haven't spoke on it on the podcast, but I know you guys have been seeing what's happening with Palestine and Israel and the genocide that's happening. We're going to call it what it is.
Yeah.
It's definitely a targeted genocide with just atrocities happening, and people are not being given the information they need to be given.
Yeah.
And I personally feel like there's a lot of censorship happening. There's a lot of blackballing happening. There's a lot of misinformation happening. And I implore anybody who's listening to this podcast to not only just listen to the news that's being reported today, but go and look up the year that Israel was created as a country, because it didn't always exist. And look how long Palestine has been existing as a country. And just look up the last 20 years and the places or the people, the governments who have aligned with supporting Palestine versus who has aligned with supporting Israel.
Yeah.
And the common theme is the people who tend to support a liberation for Palestinian people. Those are people like governments like South Africa, governments like Jordan, governments that have historically suffered either racial, religious, or other injustices like apartheid. Apartheid, the closest thing to apartheid that we had was Jim Crow South. That was a thing in South Africa where it was literally illegal to be black within Africa. So, with that being said, there's a lot going on right now, and it's harder for people to speak out against it because it seems like anytime somebody speaks out, not so much opposing Jewish people, but in support of Palestine and saying, hey, maybe we should not wipe out a whole group of people based on something that happened to another group of people that is occupying a land. And we don't support terrorism in any way at all, but we also don't support Zionists. We don't support imperialists. We don't support colonizers. And we don't support the censoring of not only Americans, but anybody. It's very funny that we can see all this stuff in the news media, such as things about like Kanye West speaking out against the Jewish community. But when the Jewish people in Israel are literally starving, cutting off electricity, cutting off water, cutting off medication, and bombing safe zones and civilian populated places. And when somebody speaks out, they are all of a sudden fired from their position. Jenna Ortega, you guys may know her from the, what is that show? Wednesday. Wednesday, she recently had to quit because her co-star, who is the star of Scream, the horror movie that is like super duper popular, she came out and just spoke. She didn't say F Jewish people. She didn't say anything like that. She didn't say I'm rooting for terror across the world. She literally said we should have a ceasefire. There shouldn't be a whole group of people based on their ethnic background being wiped off the face of this earth. They fired her. Not only did they fire her, Michael Ensign. He is the editor-in-chief of Life Science Academic Journal. He was dismissed from his position. And this is like a scary thing because it's a trend of people who speak out against a certain group of people who, when you speak out against that group of people, all of a sudden your livelihood is taken away from you. Your career is taken away from you. You're being shadow banned to where before you were able to tell the world, hey, maybe we should prick yourself with this that we don't know what it is and hope that everybody will live. But now when people are actually pleading for life to be valued, they get silenced. So what was the difference between when we were pleading for people to have their lives during the pandemic and we were all saying, hey, maybe we should be mindful of the person next to us. Literally. Maybe we should value life that is not ours. Maybe we should put on a mask because it's not about us. It's about the likelihood of other people, the livelihood. What changed?
Exactly.
When Kanye West was literally blackballed, they cut off his social media. He had no way to use his voice anymore. The thing that gave him power, a musician, was his literal voice was taken away from him for speaking and saying, this group of people are controlling my finances, my home life, and my career. I don't like this. This is wrong. Where's Kanye at right now? Literally.
Still crazy.
Yeah, he in Saudi Arabia. Remember that Alan Packerman guy, the trainer. Text him. Pay attention, y'all, because that man just showed up in Dubai last week looking for Kanye. They're not telling us about that. I digress. We should not be censoring people when it comes to the value of human lives. We should not question whether genocide is ethical or non-ethical.
Exactly. We already know.
Yeah, when it comes to human life, let's put the politics aside and let's not like try to play checkers and chess with people's lives.
Kids and families. Yeah. And literally, it was generations
of people being wiped out. So not only are we thinking this, the president of Israel have said, we're going to wipe out 3 generations of people. Yeah. We are going to treat these people like animals because that is what they are. They attacked us, so we're going to make sure that these kids don't have parents. Yeah. There are more children in Palestine than adults. So over 50% of the population is children. A lot of them now no longer have parents. Yeah. My question is, what are we breathing by? And America, we are funding this war. What kind of animosity, what kind of hatred, what kind of just chaos are we breeding by wiping out multiple generations of people? Yeah. What happens to those kids when Israel finally decides to let up? Where do those kids go on Christmas? Yeah. Where do those kids go when we're going to the movies to watch these movies funded by these people? What about these kids in Palestine? Yeah. What about these mothers? What about these brothers? What about these people? that may not look exactly like you, but have feelings like you, who have families like you.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't know. I think that we should have compassion for each other.
Definitely.
I think that we should no longer support media outlets that don't support our moral beliefs, like maybe not exterminating a whole group of people. And I think that we should educate ourselves not only on what's going on in Palestine, but also how we can actually directly help the people in Palestine and maybe support the people who are willing to have their whole career snatched away from them in support of human lives. Maybe we should go and say, let me go and support that person who's speaking up, who's actually risking something.
Exactly.
Just like those people who we were talking about earlier who were too afraid to speak out against Diddy committing sexual abuse to people. Let's, pay attention to those people who have not spoke on literally a whole group of people being wiped out.
Yeah. So, something to think about, y'all.
Something to think about.
Definitely.
Yes. I know it was heavy, but it was real.
And we have to educate
ourselves.
Things in this world.
Yeah, be mindful of the media you consume.
Yes.
And be mindful of the people they uplift. And the people that they suppress.
Exactly.
Because ain't no way that they done got Kanye West out the paint, but nobody will speak on Sean Puffy Combs Diddy Brother Love.
Yeah.
What is that?
Exactly.
But yeah, food for thought.
And I feel like that wraps up our episode.
Yes.
The camera is really low, so we're just gonna wrap it up here.
Yes.
Make sure you guys
subscribe, follow, run up them views.
There we go. So we will catch you guys next week.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.